Hey guys, this is Vicky D. I'm Vicky D, and I just wanted to talk about our plans. One phrase that came up twice within 3 days was Plan A is God, and there's no Plan B. On Friday, I was watching some spoken words. I love spoken word a lot, and Jefferson Beck has this new spoken word out, and the last phrase was Plan A is the church, there is no Plan B. And like when I was watching that, I was like, oh snap! Like that was the awesomest ending ever. Then, this is on Sunday. I was at church. I didn't completely forget about it, but I wasn't thinking about it. And the preacher's sermon, one thing he had in his sermon, he said, "Plan A is God. There is no Plan B." And when I heard that, I was like, "Huh." Just heard that the other day. So I said, maybe I should jot that down. Maybe that's something that, God's trying to send to me or something. And I've just been thinking about that. One thing it made me think about was how when I think about people are saying, like, what are you going to school for? Or, what do you want to do? I'm in communications, I want to be a gospel rapper. Plan B's a lawyer and stuff. They're like, what's your plan C? What's your plan B and stuff? And then when I heard this, I was all like, what I want to do is share the gospel. And, there really shouldn't be a plan B. Because I think that what that's trying to say, it's not trying to say, be a preacher or, do something just in the ministry. I think what it means is that in whatever you do, incorporate God into it. Because that's kind of what we're here for. We're here to kind of spread His word. Whenever I'm in my job, I'll always talk about when I go to church, and I'll be like, "Man, church was awesome." And they'll be like, "What happened in church?" And I'll be able to tell them. I'll be able to share. I'll be able to share that with them. So whether you be like an accountant, you can be an accountant, and then just maybe talk to your fellow employees about something you might have read about in the Bible or something. I think that's what that means, because there's a reason why we are placed in these situations, because God already knows, who we're going to come across and what He wants us to tell them, because it's in our heart. On First Corinthians 9:19, it says, "For though I am free from all, I have made myself a servant to all, that I might win more of them. To the Jews I became a Jew in order to win Jews. To those under the law I became as one under the law, though not being myself under the law, that I might win those under the law. To those outside the law I became as one outside the law, not being outside the law of God, but under the law of Christ, that I might win those outside the law. To the weak I became weak, that I might win the weak. I have become all things to all people, that by all means I might save them. I do it all for the sake of the gospel, that I may share with them in its blessings." Whatever you want to be in life, I don't think it's trying to say, I can't do that. But I think it's do what you want to do, but also incorporate God in it. Whenever you're placed in a situation with somebody, you're placed in a job with somebody, you're on their level, so you can share with them, you can build a relationship with them, and you can share what you know about God with them. In Romans 10, in Romans 10:14, it says, "How then will they call on Him in whom they have not believed? And how are they to believe of whom they have never heard? And how are they to hear without someone preaching? And how are they to preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who preach the good news." So you're sent wherever you are. Wherever you are right now, you're put there by God. Like He put you there for a reason, because that's how He planned it out, for you to make an impact on somebody's life and share His gospel. That way they can learn it, they can study it, and then they can be set in somebody else's life, because the change works out that way. That's how He meant it. He already knows when we're going to trust in His plan, and He knows when we're not going to trust it, because He's all-knowing, and it's all a part of the plan. And that's plan A, and there is no plan B. So I think that's what He was trying to tell me.